is Valley News Live at 4.
We begin this afternoon with breaking news. A Moorhead school is in lockdown as authorities search the area for a person involved in a car chase and crash. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockie is on the scene and joins us live now with the latest. Courtney.
Thanks, Stacy. We just got on scene and we're not really sure where this chase started, but some of the chaos started just a bit behind me on the corner of Main and 11th Street. That's right by the Hornbachers. Now, what it looks like is that this car hit a taxi cab at that intersection and then went on to jump the curb on the Hornbacher sidewalk. There's a ton of debris and signs down. And then it looks like they made their way around the corner right outside of St. Joseph's School here. And it looks like this is right where police were finally able to stop them. Now, we haven't been able to talk to police. They've been busy going through the car and walking around and talking with people. We've seen some tow trucks coming to take some of these cars away. Scanner traffic indicates that they may have one person in custody that they're interviewing, but like you said, we are still looking for that driver, and it looks like right now they're going through their car. So we'll talk to police and we will get back to you with what we know. Stacy?
Courtney, thanks so much, and we'll continue to update the latest on this story right on our website, valleynewslive.com. Now here's a look at today's top 4 at 4. Police are asking for your help finding a 60-year-old man they say was last seen at the Dilworth Walmart. Police say Kenneth Bosby was supposed to visit a friend near St. Cloud yesterday, but never showed up. Authorities say his bags and phone are still at his house in Dilworth. No one has spoken to him since Sunday. Mr. Bosby is 5'8", 180 pounds. He was possibly last seen at the Walmart in Dilworth on Sunday or Monday, heading for a bus. If you've seen him or know where he may be, contact Dilworth Police at the number on your screen. A woman who was injured in a head-on crash near Kindred last month has passed away. Emergency crews responded to 54th Street Southeast and 160th Avenue Southeast on the evening of January 12th. They found 2 cars involved in a head-on crash, with one engulfed in flames. Candace Blumhagen died Friday due to injuries she sustained in the crash. Several families have been displaced after an apartment fire in North Fargo. It happened just before 10 last night at 711 10th Avenue North. That's in the Roosevelt Elementary School neighborhood. The Red Cross is helping 5 people with emergency housing, food, clothing, and medications. After the fire was put out, fire victims got 10 minutes to retrieve essential items from their units before having to vacate for at least a few days. A fire watch team spent the night at the scene, keeping an eye out for flare-ups. No word yet on how that fire started. House managers began making their case in the impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump today, as they called him the inciter-in-chief of the deadly mob attack on the U.S. Capitol. The managers alleged the incitement of insurrection began months before the election and was organized in stages, saying Trump sent a save-the-date notification ahead of the riot. The managers also fought back against the argument that the former president's remarks on January 6th are protected speech. That wraps up today's top 4 at 4. Now here's a first look at our weather with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hutch.
Hey, more cold out there as we head into the evening. This morning we were chilly, between 15 and 30 below across the region, and the wind has been relentless throughout the afternoon. Wind chills presently are between 20 and 35 below zero. Some of the coldest up near Langdon once again as we really battle through this Arctic air mass that is actually gaining a little steam as we head toward the close of our work week. Wind chill warning continues up north, and as we take a look at your forecast for Fargo tonight, the numbers are going to dive into the teens below by bedtime tonight. The good news is the wind does give up just a little bit. We're talking very cold up north, 15 to 20 below by bedtime tonight with clear skies and light winds. We have a few flakes to talk about. The cold continues, but I'll talk about that light at the end of the tunnel. There is some warmer air heading our way. We'll tell you when that is on schedule to arrive here in a few moments.
Looking forward to that. Thanks, Hutch. Well, it's been 5 years since the standoff that led to the shooting death of a Fargo police officer. Officer Jason Mosier died in the line of duty on February 11th, 2016, while responding to a domestic disturbance call in North Fargo. Fargo police are holding a memorial service in his honor tomorrow morning in the City Commission chambers. It'll start at 11 a.m. You can catch that live streaming on our website, valleynewslive.com. A teenager in Wadena County was taken to the hospital after hitting a horse with his car. It happened just after 10 last night near County Road 23 and County Road 4 in Aldrich Township. The horse died. The teen was injured. Fargo Cass Public Health has given out nearly 10,000 doses of the COVID vaccine so far. The health agency says it will likely hit the milestone next week. So far, more than 9,900 doses of the vaccine have been administered at the county's 23 vaccination sites. Clay County Public Health is seeing less vaccines this week compared to last week. Valley News Team's Brian Sherrod has the latest from the County Board of Commissioners meeting.
Clay County Public Health continues to provide the COVID-19 vaccine to those that qualify, but this week vaccinations are looking pretty low. Now, just last week, Clay County Public Health provided 1,000 vaccination shots. This week, they're providing 400 first dose vaccines and 200 second dose vaccines. So far in Clay County, 6,580 patients have received the first dose and over 1,300 have received the second. Retail pharmacies are receiving limited doses that are being distributed to pharmacies, clinics, and public health.
Yeah, we did get a little bit of a late start without having our hospital, but Clay County Public Health has requested a lot of vaccine. We've gotten it and we've distributed it, and it's kind of slowing down because we now have more opportunities for vaccines.
In Clay County, there has been 6,701 cumulative cases, 83 cumulative deaths, and 280 cumulative hospitalizations. Now, the cumulative cases is highest with the 20 to 24-year-old age group and active cases with group 15 to 24-year-olds. Brian Sherrod, Valley News Live.
Doctors now have an additional therapy to treat certain COVID patients. The FDA has granted an emergency use authorization for a monoclonal antibody treatment from Eli Lilly. Under the order, the therapy can be used in patients 12 and older who have mild to moderate illness, but they also have to be at high risk for progressing to severe disease. Data from a late-stage trial showed the treatment helped reduce the risk of hospitalization and death by 70%. A new CDC report shows that double masking can significantly improve protection from COVID-19. Researchers ran experiments using dummies to assess how different modifications could reduce exposure to aerosols. The researchers found that wearing one mask blocked 42% of the particles from a cough, but that jumped to 82% if a cloth mask was worn on top of a surgical mask. The CDC updated its website today to reflect the latest information. Now, there's a lot going on regarding COVID vaccines, and staying on top of the info is easy. Just have the VNL vaccine tracker handy. To check it out, visit our website or simply open up your phone's camera and point it at the QR code there on your screen. Then tap the link that pops up. New details are emerging about a shooting at a clinic in a small Minnesota town yesterday. One person was killed and 4 others were shot. Police say they have a suspect in custody. The man who allegedly opened fire appears to have a lengthy history with the clinic. Shaquille Brewster has the latest.
Terrifying moments inside a Minnesota health clinic.
Ambulance can come right to the front. Repeat, ambulance can come right to the front.
A gunman opening fire.
At least 15 shots were fired.
5 people shot, 1 of them dead.
It's a horrible looking scene.
Police responded to reports of gunfire at the Allina Health Clinic in Buffalo, Minnesota, late Tuesday morning. At the scene, officers found multiple shooting victims and called in the bomb squad after finding a suspicious package.
It was an active shooter situation and some improvised explosive devices.
The suspect, 67-year-old Gregory Paul Ulrich, was known to law enforcement. They say he had a history of being unhappy with his health care.
The history that we have as a department with this individual makes it most likely that this incident was targeted at that facility or at someone within that facility.
Police arrested Ulrich at the scene and believe he acted alone. In a phone interview, the suspect's brother told NBC News he believes Ulrich struggled with opioids after back surgery 2 years ago.
That's my best guess, is that he was mad because they wouldn't give him the opioids he wanted.
Authorities also found additional suspicious devices at a local motel where they say Ulrich was staying. Tiffany Polite was in the parking lot outside the clinic during the attack.
I was just ready to drop my mom off at the front door and I was going to go park. And then those 2 front windows were shot as I was in the parking lot. So she could have easily been in the way. Wrong time, wrong place.
The violence shaking this community to its core.
You know, it's a small town. I know people who work there, and I'm kind of waiting to hear names because I'm worried.
Healthcare workers at the center of the COVID battle, now victims of another tragedy.
Charges are expected to be filed against the suspect tomorrow morning. Facebook announced today that it will start to limit political content in the news feed. Last month, Facebook said it will no longer recommend political groups to users, and it would consider additional steps limiting political content following the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th. According to the Tech Transparency Project, Facebook was used to help organize the pro-Trump rally that sparked the insurrection. The social media giant now appears to be taking action, at least temporarily. Facebook says the temporary reduction of newsfeed political content will start this week. Looking live at Bismarck right now, where North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum is addressing the state's coronavirus response. Now, this will be the first press conference the governor has held in quite some time. It's just starting. If you want to tune in, you can find it streaming on our website, valleynewslive.com. We'll have more on the governor's speech tonight on Valley News Live at 5 and 6. Coming up, need some Valentine's Day ideas? We'll lay out some gourmet takeout options.
And as these pants can attest, it's been cold out across the valley lately. Oh, maybe just too much starch, I'm not sure. But average snowfall this time of the year on the bright side is over 30 inches in Fargo and Grand Forks. This season has been a lot less on the snow. We'll have details on how long the cold sticks around. We'll update you on a little warmer weather right after this.